UK Customs Agents. A border control agency called UK Customs Agents keeps track of and regulates what is allowed to leave the country. It is also responsible for collecting UK duties and taxes. A safeguard is put in place to make sure that nothing damaging to the UK can enter is customs. Contents: how much time does UK customs agents typically require? Why are products retained by customs? How to respond if your goods are arrested? Should I pay customs? If I must pay customs, when and how? Can I reclaim customs duties? How to reduce customs fees? How are customs fees determined? Customs holdups. What happens with customs when I dropship? What exactly are import licenses? How much time does UK customs agents typically require? Normally, clearing customs only takes a few minutes or hours, but if there's a problem or your goods need to be inspected, it could take days or even weeks. IZ Global Logistics typically state that it will take approximately 7 days from the time your goods arrive in the UK until they are delivered to your door, with only a small portion of that time required for customs clearance. Why are products retained by customs? How to respond if your goods are arrested? Your goods may be held at customs for a variety of reasons. The majority of these explanations are because, in their opinion, customs cannot safely clear your goods. UK customs agents will hold your goods until you can present the required documentation, such as safety or test certificates, if you haven't given the required certification or if you don't have your documents ready, like an EORI number. For instance, even if you have everything, UK customs agents may still hold your goods in some cases. This frequently occurs because they want to test your products for quality or compliance with UK standards. Despite how annoying this is, there is unfortunately nothing you can do to stop random selection. The best course of action if your goods are being held is to call your freight forwarder and ask if they require any additional documentation or certification, which you might be able to obtain from your supplier. If you've given UK customs agents all the information they need, it's usually best to let them do their job. If you press them too hard, your goods may end up at the back of the line. Should I pay customs? Yes. You must pay customs tax whenever you import goods worth more than £15 for either personal or professional use. If I must pay customs, when and how? You won't likely even have to pay customs yourself if you're importing because a freight forwarder will typically pay customs on your behalf. However, once your goods arrive in the UK, you will typically receive a letter with an invoice outlining all of your different charges in case you ever need it. It resembles the worst Christmas card ever. Before they release your goods to you, you must pay your customs fees. Can I reclaim customs duties? Finally, some encouraging news. UK duty cannot be claimed back, but if your company is registered for VAT, you can claim VAT back on all of your imports. This is a significant savings because VAT is 20% of your total process cost, freight, customs duties, and product cost included. How to reduce customs fees? The real juicy information that everyone is interested in learning is how to avoid paying customs duties. In some ways, you can't because it's illegal to declare your goods under lower commodity codes or inflate their value to avoid paying duties and taxes, and no reputable company will assist you in doing that. Duty relief schemes are a legitimate way to avoid paying those fees, though You may be eligible for the duty relief scheme, which could result in lower or even no duty to customs. Depending on a number of factors, including, but not limited to, country of origin, type of product, and intent for product's use. How are customs fees determined? Customs calculates charges based on 3 factors. UK duty. UK duty is charged as a percentage of your product's value, based on the commodity code of your product. VAT in the United Kingdom is 20% of all charges incurred during the importing process. Any additional costs incurred, if your goods are unfortunate enough to be held by customs, you will be charged for any testing that is performed. In addition, if your goods are left there for longer than the allotted free time period, you will be charged for storage. Customs hold-ups. IZ Global Logistics has already written about shipping delays and how to avoid them, but delays in customs are caused by your goods being held up for testing or additional documentation being required. What happens with customs when I dropship? If you dropship from outside the UK directly to your customer, customs charges will be directed to your customer based on the value of your goods. What exactly are import licenses? An import license is exactly what it sounds like: a permit to bring goods into the country. Import licenses have limitations. You can only import a certain amount of goods in a certain amount of time, usually a year. The purpose of import licenses is to control certain restricted goods, such as firearms. Import licenses enable the government to ensure that too much of a product does not enter the UK. This also protects the domestic market from being supplanted by imported goods. While most items do not necessitate an import license, some do. These items are frequently dangerous or require stricter regulation. Drugs are few, textiles, weapons and ammunition, nuclear substances, steel and iron from certain countries, meat, poultry, milk, and other ingredients, livestock, blood plant products, threatened species, fur. Many other items require an import license. However, most of them are specialized and will not affect the vast majority of importers.